Actually, you guys, before we get into it, you guys remember that I am affiliated with Everlast Comfort. You guys be sure to click in the description bar below. Go check them out. If you buy anything, remember you guys use my code, which is in the description bar below. Go and check them out. Like I said, you guys, I did the product review for the, I'm pointing at the pillow like you guys can see it. I did the product review for their footrest pillow. Love the pillow, love the pillow. So yeah, you guys go over there and look, shop around, and be sure to use my discount code to get 10% off. So with that, we are now going to jump into the hottest topics of this week of December 6th through the 11th. So let's talk about it, you guys. All right, you guys. So the first thing that I definitely want to talk about is going to be a follow-up story. So you guys remember a few weeks ago, I told you guys that, Jeremiah, he was in a hospital. He had COVID-19. He was in ICU. He was on a ventilator and all that. And, at that time, people weren't thinking that, they were asking for prayers for him because it necessarily wasn't looking that good for him. But a few weeks ago, they took him off the ventilator. They moved him. I think they did move him from the ICU, and now he's on the mends. He's home. He's getting better, but we still want to continue to pray that he gets he stays that way, because we don't know what the long-term effects of COVID are. And I think that's like the scariest thing, is not knowing what the long-term effects are, if you can get it again. Who loves to say that, what does he say? He says a lot of dumb shit. He says that, you can't get it again. You're immune to it, which he's not a doctor. You only got the help that you got because of who you are. I just can't stand that, man. I'm just ready for January 20th to get here so he can go somewhere. I don't care where he goes. Just go somewhere and get the hell out of my damn face. So over that man and his administration. And this week, you guys, we're not going to talk about who. So it's going to be I was going to say it's going to be a fun one, but it's not, because there's some sad news that I have to talk about in just a few minutes. So yeah, prayers up to Jeremiah. I hope you continue to get better and stay better. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys, and this week was really sad. There were a lot of deaths that were announced this week. Now, just before, so I try to record this video on Thursday nights, but sometimes I don't. But with Thursday night, I at least try to have my topics together and my stories all together, so that way when I wake up on Friday morning, I can just come in here, record the video, and upload it for you guys. So last night, I was sitting. It's Friday afternoon actually. So last night I was sitting, gathering all my stories, and I was scrolling on my Instagram, and one of the first stories that I saw was like, oh my God. So the actor Tommy Tiny Lister, you guys know him most notably for playing Debo in the Friday, movies. My favorite of all time. Love me some Friday. Now, friends and family won't watch Friday with me because I know especially the very first Friday, like I know every single scene, and and when it comes up, I say them out loud. Like my best friend, she was like, "Damn, I forget," because we were watching it one time, and she was like, "Damn, I really forgot that this is your favorite movie." I'm like, "Yep," because she said, "So you're gonna repeat every scene?" I'm like, "Absolutely, absolutely." But yeah, he passed away. It was reported yesterday, which was Thursday, that he passed away. The cause of death is unknown. I didn't see if he had any kids or or a spouse, but man, that is just a huge blow. So yeah, rest in peace to Mr. Tommy Tiny Lister. Then the next death that we got, this one I saw it over the weekend after I posted last week's video. It was about Wendy Williams. Her mother passed away. So Wendy came onto the show this week, And Wendy did say that her mom did in fact pass away. She said that her mom passed away many, many weeks ago. And then she also stated that, her mom was surrounded by, it was her dad, and her siblings. I know it's her brother, and I think she has a sister. I can't remember. I think Wendy has a sister. Now, things got a little bit strange because her brother came out on his YouTube channel and said that their mom actually just passed away on Sunday. So I was confused. Why would Wendy say she passed away many, many weeks ago? So then it got me wondering, like, I wonder if maybe she was in the care of hospice, because they didn't say, what the cause of her death was. But I'm wondering if maybe, her health was declining, she was in the hospice care or something like that. That's what I wonder. If they just, made her as comfortable as possible until she eventually, passed on. Because that's actually what they did with my grandmother when she had cancer. My grandmother had cancer. And, the doctors, they were going to do surgery on her originally. That was the plan. But the cancer, before they could even get to the point of doing a surgery, it got worse. So the doctor told us at that point, he was like, we could still do the surgery, but it's not going to, prolong her life at this point. So he told us at this point, it's just best. He told us, it would be better if you guys put her in the care of hospice. And we told him that, no, we don't want to move her to a hospice. That's not what we want. We want her to be at home with us, with her family, or surrounding her. And that's what they did. They converted her room. They brought the hospice bed and everything. And we just, stayed there with her. And they gave her, medication to just make her comfortable. And that's exactly what happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. My aunt was with her. My aunt that lives in the house now. She was with my grandmother, and my mom was at work, and I was at home, and I actually was going to pick up my mom from work. And she called us and told us that we need to come to the house because they were getting ready to take my grandmother to the hospital, which was New Year's Eve. They took her to the hospital, and, she made it through the night because my mom and I stayed in the emergency room with her. She made it through the night. They got her to a hospital room. She actually, the interesting thing is, she passed away, I think it was just before 8 o'clock at night. And we had, actually it was a full 24 hours. Go to think of almost full 24 hours. Because she went to the hospital about 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve. And she passed away just before 8 o'clock. It was between 7 and 8 when she passed away on New Year's Day. So that's what I'm wondering, if maybe it was a situation like that. So who knows? But, absolutely, my deepest condolences go out to Wendy and her family. I mean, I know that pain of losing a parent, and more specifically your mother. I know that pain all too well. All right, and then the last person that we want to, extend a rest in peace to is going to be the actress Natalie Desselle-Reid. Now, she's most notably known for her role in Babs, alongside Halle Berry. And it's just so interesting because Halle Berry actually a few days ago posted promo video on her Instagram of her and Natalie. And then a few days later, it comes out that Natalie passed away. Now, Natalie, as well as her being in Babs, she also played in Set It Off. She played, in Eve. And she was also in Medea's Big Happy Family. And she also played in, the Cinderella with Brandy. Now, she passed away to colon cancer. And I think they said that she was just diagnosed with colon cancer earlier this year. Cancer, gotta say a big fuck you to cancer. It's just it's crazy. Cancer. Because my grandmother passed away of cancer. My grandfather passed away of cancer. One of my uncles, one of my twin uncles passed away of cancer. I have a cousin that recently, a few months ago, passed away of cancer. It's just really crazy, you guys. But, I know Natalie leaves behind her husband, and I know she also leaves behind her children. So you guys, rest in peace to Tommy Tiny Lister, Wendy Williams' mother. I forget what, I think her name is Miss Shirley, and also to Natalie DeSalle Reed. So you guys, let's move on, okay? All right, you guys, next let's talk about the verses. So you guys know that there's a verses tomorrow. Now, when Keisha Cole posted on her social media that she was doing the verses, I'm like, how are you going to do a verses with yourself? No shade, but I was just thinking that. I'm like, because, you know, I follow the verses on Instagram, and they had not posted anything about a Keisha Cole. Now, I do remember Keisha Cole being in the comments section of, whose verses was it? I know she was in Brandy and Monica's verses, talking about her doing the verses. And I remember at that time she was wanting to do a verses with Ashanti. And I was just thinking to myself at that time, I'm like, although I do like both of the ladies, I don't necessarily know if I would want to see a versus with Ashanti and Keisha Cole. So, didn't think anything else of it. But then, like I said, when Keisha announced that she was doing the verses, I'm like, again, who is Keisha gonna do a verses with? Because I was stumped. So then, and then I was just like, I think Keisha might be going on her live and doing a verses with her music, which cool. Because Keisha got some, I ain't gonna sit here and not Keisha, because Keisha definitely got some hits. Love, Should Have Cheated. What else is it? What else is another favorite of mine by Keisha Cole? Ooh, she got some hits, so I'm not gonna sit here and not Keisha. That song she got with her and Missy and Kim, love that song. They used to play that in the club all the time when I was going to the club. What else she got? She got that song with Monica. I think it's Trust. What else she got? Oh, I'm trying to think of Keisha Cole's. She got some hits. I'm not gonna sit here and not Keisha Cole. Definitely got some hits. And then with Ashanti, oh my God. So that's who it was announced that she is doing the verses with Ashanti. So the verses is tomorrow. Who do you guys have in the verses? Honestly, I don't have either one of them. I think both of them are incredibly talented. I know people clown Keisha Cole for her style of singing. And I know people clown Ashanti for her style of singing. I haven't heard any music from Ashanti in a very long time. Now, I will tell you guys some of my favorite Ashanti songs is Baby. I know in Medea, one of Medea's plays when she was talking hearing Baby, Baby, Baby. I love Baby. I love Foolish. I love that first album. I had the first album. And oh my God, that first album. I don't even know if I still have it. I might. Actually, I think I do. I think I still have that first album. The first album. Only You. I love that song. Now Rock, what was it? Rock With You? Rock With Me? That song, at a certain point, it got on my damn nerves back in the day. And I loved all the songs that she did with Ja Rule. One in particular was my favorite. It was the song she did with Ja Rule, Vita, and Charlie Baltimore and herself. I can't remember what the name of that song is. I cannot remember the name of that song to save my life right now. Cause that was back when Becoming was a show. Nope. It was Becoming. But then there was a show like BT and MTV had their own shows. If you got, I'm probably aging the shit out of myself. But there was a show where they would get fans, and the fans would come and they would recreate the whole entire video. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of those shows. I cannot remember the name of the shows. Because what they would recreate the whole entire video. They would dress the fans up in similar outfits like what they wore, and they would do a whole entire video shoot. God, I can't remember what the name of them shows are. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section, because I can't remember it. But yeah, I'm absolutely excited to see Keisha Cole and what's her name? Ashanti. Really excited to see it. All right, you guys. So let me know, like I said in the comment section, who you guys got and who you guys don't have. Again, I think both. I like both players, so I'm not gonna pick a side. I just want to enjoy some good music. But let's move on. All right, guys, the next thing that I want to discuss is some Love and Hip Hop news. So it's, we haven't had Love and Hip Hop since March when Atlanta, aired their finale because they had to shut down due to COVID. So I've been wondering for months, I'm like, what is VH1 going? Actually, I've been wondering what has VH1 been doing? Like, Black Ink Crew is not on, Love and Hip Hop ain't on. I know for a while they were showing old episodes of Brunch with Tiffany. They were showing, they were still showing after Love and Hip Hop ended. They were still showing T.I. and Tiny, the Family Hustle, Friends and Family Hustle. I don't know what they've been doing since then. I think they've been showing reruns of old television shows and movies. But recently, they recently did 2 reunion specials. The first one was the I Love New York Reunited, which I watched that, enjoyed it. And then they also did the Hollywood Exes Reunited special. No shade to those women, but I don't know who asked to see the Hollywood Exes Reunited, but it was interesting. So I watched it. It was interesting. I probably will talk about Drea Kelly because I know she's on Growing Up Hip Hop, and I will be adding Growing Up Hip Hop to the review slot in January 7th, I believe it is. So, like I said, this is about Love and Hip Hop. So, like I said, Love and Hip Hop has been off since March. And, we didn't, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta didn't finish filming. Love and Hip Hop New York, you guys remember, New York went to a mid-season finale and they were still filming and they were supposed to come back, but they never came back with that. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood never got a chance to record, nor did Miami, which we all know Miami's. Hollywood was supposed to air in the fall, in the summer, and New York would have aired from October up until about now, and then Miami would be getting ready to air in January. So it was announced that they will be doing a reunion special on January 4th on VH1. Now, when I saw that, I'm like, I wonder is the reunion special going to be similar to what they've done for, like I said, I Love New York and Hollywood Exes. And then it's also been announced that they will be adding 2 new installments to the show. So you guys know that they have been doing a All-Star season. They've put some of, the fan favorites, I guess, from all the cities in one house together in Arizona. I know they had Mama D. I know they got Trick and Trina. I know they got, I don't know who told them to get Teeny Fizzle Pop and April, but they had them. Who else? I know they got Carly Red. I don't know. I mean, I'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting to see an All-Star edition with them. I'm pretty sure it'll be something similar to Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop edition, minus the therapist and whatnot. And then also they announced another version that they're going to be doing involving couples. I know that they have Ray and Prinky, Rashida and Kirk. I did see Delicious and her husband, but I'm like, they're not a part of the franchise unless they're adding them to Atlanta, which I wouldn't be surprised. But I saw Delicious and her husband, and I saw the comedian. What is his name? The dark one that looks almost alien-like. What is his name again? Michael Blackson. I know I saw they had Michael Blackson and his wife. I'm like, huh? But okay, if that's what they want to do, who am I to judge? And I did also read that they are going to be getting ready to start back filming Love and Hip Hop. Hollywood, Atlanta, New York, and Miami. So we'll be getting that stuff in 2021 as well. But let me know what you guys think about it, and let's move on. All right, you guys, into the last story that I want to talk about. I didn't even put anything in my notes about it. It's about the Olivia Jade girl. You guys know her parents, Aunt Lori from Full House. What is her actual name? Lori Loughlin, whatever. And her husband, Massimo. So Olivia went on Red Table Talk this week to talk to, Gammy, Jada, and Willow about this college admission scandal. And I'm on the same wavelength as Gammy was. Why are we, three black women, inviting this white woman to this show to talk about this situation where they wouldn't do it for us? So why we let, I was with Gammy, like I didn't understand. Now I'm not gonna sit here and 100% blame Olivia in this situation because it was her parents, but I still have to assess some fault to her because you were complicit in this. You still went to USC on a scholarship that you knew you didn't have anything to do with rowing. So that means that you took the place of someone who was more who actually deserved that scholarship. And then the photos that they had of you weren't even you. It was your head attached to somebody else's body. Like it's ridiculous to me. It's really ridiculous. Like even with Felicity Huffman, like she spent 2 weeks in jail. Like I just find this. I don't even know. I don't even have the words for how I feel about it because kind of what Gaming was saying. If a black woman had done this, she wouldn't be. She would be, just annihilated because there are situations where black women have gone to jail for just saying, hey, when it comes to a school zone, my child allegedly lives in this house, but we live we don't actually. I'm gonna give you guys a better situation because the good thing is my mom didn't go to jail, thank God, because I didn't. I was about 7 years old. So my mom and I used to live with my grandmother for about a year. And, when we finally moved into our new home, which the school zones in my area were so stupid, I didn't understand it because I was equal distance between both the school that I had gone to from kindergarten up until second grade. So one day I was talking to my cousins because we all went to the same school together. And I asked them a question, like, I actually remember the question exactly that I asked them. I asked them, were they going to come to my mom, my mom and I's house so that we can go to the fair together? And I think one of the principals heard me and she asked me, where did I stay at? So I told her that I stayed by the fairgrounds. So when my mom got there, they talked to my mom and they told her that, unfortunately, we technically did not live in the school zone anymore, that I had to transfer to another school, which I did. And because we were still using my grandmother's address, so she hadn't changed anything at that time. But the crazy thing is, the school that I transferred to, yes, it was right down the street from our house, but also the other school that I transferred from, right up the street from our house. So it wasn't a big, huge difference. So, it took about the same amount of time to get to both schools. It took 5 minutes to get to the school down the street. It took 5 minutes to get to the school up the street. So I didn't understand. I still to this day don't understand what the issue was. But had things gone wrong, my mom could have went to jail. But here we got Olivia, Jade, and her parents. They just literally cheated. And this girl didn't even want to go to school. She wanted to be a social media presence, a social media influencer. And it's the thing that bothers me is the fact that she took the place of someone else who could have used that scholarship. And then you are on this show with these black women and you're asking for people to forgive you and you made a mistake. But my thing is, if you want people to forgive you, because I was watching The Real yesterday and they made some very, very valid points. Very valid points. One of the points was, if she really wants people to think that she's changed and stuff like that, why not say, hey, let me my inheritance that I have, let me not take that inheritance, let me help someone less fortunate, and then she's talking about her white, she didn't know that she was privileged. How did you not know that you were privileged? That's the thing that gets me. How did you not know that you were privileged? I don't get it. Your parents are rich and you're white. You had to have known you were privileged. I don't really feel too much for Olivia. If you guys do, let me know in the comment section below. But you guys, that is going to wrap it up for me for this week. As always, you guys, we do this the same time, same place. Try to do the same time. As always, take care of yourselves, you guys. Remember, wash your hands, wear your mask, socially distance, and until the next one, you guys, do me a solid favor out there. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. I probably repeated that, but whatever. Bye, guys.